Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're looking at the area of rectangles. So the area is the size of a circle, or the amount of space inside the boundary of a flat two-dimensional object. So we're looking at area of rectangles today. We have three different shapes here. All of them have an area of 9 square units. So like you can break it into 9 little squares. So we say they have an area of 9 square units. Okay, so area is always measured in square units. We can always divide up a figure into squares to find the area. Alright, so let's look at a rectangle. We have a 3 by 5 rectangle here, and if you break it up into 1 centimeter squares, then if you count them here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 15 altogether. There's 15 square centimeters. And you can notice also that to get the answer here, you could just do 3 times 5, which equals 15 square centimeters. Okay? So that gives rise to the formula for the area of a rectangle being length times width. Okay, you can just multiply the length times the width of a rectangle and you'll get the number of squares contained within the rectangle. Let's take a look at some more examples. Alright, in the first one, this is a 10 by 5 rectangle, so we can get the area by doing 5 times 10, which equals 50 square centimeters. And in the next one, we just simply multiply length times width, 2 times 9, which equals 18 square centimeters. And then the last one, the same thing. We can do 8 times 7, which equals 56 square centimeters. Okay, and we have a little bit of a trickier problem here now. We have how many rectangles have an area of 60 and integer side lengths, so no fractions for side lengths. Okay, so to get an area of 60, well, we can have a 1 by 60 rectangle. That'll give us an area of 60. We can have a 2 by 30. That'll give us an area of 60. So how do we figure out how many of these there are? Well, you need to look at simply the factors of 60. What multiplies to give us 60? So to get 60, we can multiply like we just did. 1 times 60. We can do 2 times 30. You can do 3 times 20, 4 times 15. You can do 5 times 12, 6 times 10, and we can't do 7 or 8, and that's about it. Actually, you can do a 10 by 6 and a 12 by 5. It would be the same rectangle, right? So altogether there are 6 rectangles with an area of 60. Alright, let's look at some irregular regions. If you want to estimate the area of a region, you can use a grid to estimate. And now we're going to count, let's start counting whole areas or wholly shaded squares. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, this is almost completely shaded, right? So if we look at this square, there's a little bit of white space here, but there's a little bit of a shaded region that goes outside of the square too. So we can get a little bit of an estimate here. So I counted 11. I'm going to count this one, and this one is almost a complete square as well. So that's 14. This one here is, we'll count that one, 15 and 16. And this amount here probably corresponds to the white space over here. And this space about corresponds to the white space here, so it's about altogether 1 square there. These are about approximately 2 half squares, so I'm going to count them together as being 1 square, so I'll count it 17 so far. Let's count another one. Let's count that one as 18. And then these spaces kind of make up for the white space. Altogether, these three over here might make up 2 squares, I think. Yeah, this makes up for that white space. So it's going to be about 19, 20, I believe. I would say about 20 square units here. It's only an estimate. It might be like 19 or 21 or something. Okay, for this circular region, now I've got pretty much 9 full squares. And then I've got a lot of partial squares here. I would say that, okay, let's go to this bit. This is probably, it's a little bit on each. I'm going to say that's 1, or that's like my 10th square right there. This looks like about, could fill up these 2 squares here. So I'm going to call this 11 and 12. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to call this 13 and 14 because it's not quite 3 full squares. I'd say there's about 1 square of whiteness there. Alright, and here I'm going to do the same. 15, 16. I think it's about 16. Okay, it's approximately 16 square units.